we have rules that you can follow to help you figure out if one number is divisible by another number to a certain point. I mean, we can't do it by every single number because some numbers are too large. But let's say we're talking about some smaller numbers, numbers up to 10. We have rules for most of these numbers that we can use to help us check for divisibility. Now, these divisibility rules you need to put in your notes. Okay, so you should have your notebook out, and the heading for today is divisibility rules. And I want you to make a chart, kind of like I've made here with the T chart. A number is divisible by on the one column, and then if in the second column. You may run out of room on one page, so you may end up needing to continue your chart on the next page. That's okay. Just make sure it's neat and it's organized so that you can use this as a useful tool. Let's go through these. Some of them are really easy and some of them are kind of fun. A number is divisible by 2 if it is an even number. Pretty easy. All numbers that are even are divisible by 2. Oh, by the way, did you notice that I skipped number 1? Yeah, because every number is divisible by 1. Let's not forget that. 1 should always be on the list of factors. Okay, so we know 1, we know 2. A number is divisible by 3 if the sum of its digits is divisible by 3. Sum, remember, that's adding up the digits. Okay, so let's take a look at this example. Is 246 divisible by 3? Well, if we add the digits in 246, we've got a 2 plus a 4 plus a 6. That totals 12. Okay, the sum of its digits is 12. And 12 is divisible by 3. So the answer is yes, 246 is divisible by 3. Pretty cool trick, huh? Remember that one because we're going to use a similar trick later. A number is divisible by 4 if the number formed by the ones and tens places is divisible by 4. For example, is 246 divisible by 4? Well, in the number 246, we're going to look at the ones and tens places. And right here we have the number 46. That's the number we're going to look at. 46 is not divisible by 4. I know this because I know that 4 times 11 is 44, 4 times 12 is 48. So 46 is not divisible by 4, so the answer is no. 246 is not divisible by 4. Cool. 5. A number is divisible by 5. Kind of mentioned that one already. If the number ends with a 0 or 5. Pretty straightforward. A number is divisible by 6 if the number is divisible by both 2 and 3. So if you think about that, in order for a number to be divisible by 6, it has to be an even number that is divisible by 3. So it's got to be an even number that you can, oops, didn't mean to make that red line, an even number that you can do the 3 trick on. So both 2 and 3. Now, we're skipping 7 and we're skipping 8. Believe it or not, there are rules for 7 and 8, but we do not focus on them in 5th grade. They're kind of tricky. So next number is 9. A number is divisible by 9 if the sum of its digits is divisible by 9. Does that sound familiar? It's the same trick that we used for the number 3. So, for example, is 246 divisible by 9? Well, if we find the sum of its digits, 2 plus 4 plus 6 is 12. And 12 is not divisible by 9. So the answer is no. 246 is not divisible by 9. And finally, a number is divisible by 10 if the number ends with a 0. Multiples of 10 always have a 0 in the ones place. So 10's pretty easy. Make sure you have all of these divisibility rules in your notes. You can also find these divisibility rules in the student reference book on page 11 and in your math journal on page 14. So these rules will be posted in 3 different places. The reason for that is we want them to be handy for you at any time that you need them.
Is that 1, 5?